Okay. Let's look at this particular example. It reads like the radioactive isotope lead Pb209 decays at a rate proportional to the amount of time t and has a half-life of this. If 1 gram of this isotope is present initially, how long will it take for 90% of the lead to decay? So here they said 1 gram is present initially, and how long will it take for 90% to decay? So by now you should know the differential equations modeling all these kind of problems. So the model is given by dA dt equals to Ka, and A of 0 equals to A naught. Now if we solving this IVP, if we solve this IVP, we will have A of t equals to A naught e power kt, like this. So this is the solution to this IVP. By now you should know how to solve, or this is a simple differential equation for you to solve. You can solve it by separating the variables. This A will come here and this dt will go here. So solving it, you get this particular thing. Now they are saying that if 1 gram okay, so now let's see. They said how long will it take for 90% to decay? Okay, we don't know K yet. How do we find K? We use the half-life to find the K. But before we find K, we need to know the value of 80. Okay, so right now they said initially it was 1 gram, so it means at time equals to 0, A of 0 equals to A naught e power k of 0, and this is equals to 1. This will imply that we have A naught e power 0 equals to 1. This is 1, so this will imply that we have A naught equals to 1, like this. So that is our A naught there. Now let's solve for the K. So they said that to solve for the K, they said something here. The half-life is 3.3 hours. Good. So it means that if our initial value of A naught is 1.1 is 1, then the half-life is the amount of time needed for half of this substance, half of this to decay. So that is the meaning. The half-life of the substance is the amount of time needed for half of A naught, the initial value, to decay. Okay, good. So right now, if that is the case, then the time needed for A naught to reduce to half of its substance or itself is 3.3 hours. That's the meaning. So the half life is equals to 3.3 hours. Now this will imply that half of A naught will be equals to, what is the model? The model is this. This is our solution. So A naught e power k into brackets. The time needed for this one to be half A naught is 3.3. That's the meaning. So substituting this will imply that, oh, A naught is here, A naught is here. We can just divide here. This and this will go, this and this will go. So we have half goes to e power 3.3 k. And so we take ln of this, ln of this. This will imply that we have ln of 1 over 2 equals to 3.3k. And this will imply that we have k to be equals to ln of 1 over 2 all over 3.3. So this is the value of our k. Now, since we now have the k, we can then come back and look for the time. The time needed to how long will it take for 90% of the layer to decay. So now we then write the model. We now have a of t to be equals to e power decay. Decay is now ln of 0.5, sorry, 0 point ln of 0.5 over 3.3, but this is times k. This is our times t, sorry, times t. This is our model now. So we then have to look for the time that it is needed for the thing to remain with 10%, because they said 90% decays. This implies 10% remains. 10% remains, and this model is giving us the remains. So it means that since it's 10%, so 10% is equal to 0.1. Okay, 0.1. So we then take 0.1 of the initial amount, which is the a naught, like this. So this will imply that we have 0.1 times a naught equal to, so what time do we need for this thing to remain with 10%? 10% of a naught to remain. That's just what we have to work for. So this one will be equals to a naught e power what is it, ln of 0.5 over 3.3 times t. So solving for this a naught here and a naught here, they will go away. So we have 0.1 equals to e power ln of 0.5 over 3.3 t. So you take ln of both sides, ln of 0.1, ln of 0.1, so 0.5, 0.5, sorry, 0.1, 0.1 equals to, if we take ln of this, we now have ln 0.5 3.3 times t. And so solving for t will be equals to ln of 0.1 over ln of 0.5 all over 3.3, and this is approximately equal to 10.96 hours. And this is the final answer we have. Thank you for watching. Kindly subscribe.